On this special Halloween edition of the Piedmont Motion Picture Show, we're making 3 different types of fake blood for your next film project, and that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan Kemp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if that's your thing, please give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. You may notice that things look a little bit different today, and that's because I'm coming at you from my kitchen because things are about to get messy.
I bid you welcome.
That's right, my favorite time here in North Carolina is just around the corner. That's fall, which means that Halloween is not too far away. Now, for my money, there are 3 different types of theatrical blood used in filmmaking. There's oozing, dripping blood, there's thick, coagulated scab blood, and there's watery, spraying types of blood. Well, today we're going to take a look at how to make all 3 types of blood using safe and cost-effective recipes. So first, we're going to take a look at how to make the most common type of fake blood, which is the oozing, dripping, vampire-style blood, which sort of resembles something that you might buy off the store shelf at Walmart or a Halloween store when the time rolls around. Okay, to make your standard tried and true vampire blood, you're going to need these items. First things first, food coloring can stain your clothes and skin, so be sure to wear some latex gloves and some old clothing or possibly an apron before getting started. You're going to need corn syrup, cornstarch, water, powdered cocoa, red and blue food coloring, something to mix it with, and a mixing container. First, add 2/3 of a cup of corn syrup to your mixing bowl. Now add in 1/3 of a cup of water and mix it up. Next, add 5 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of powdered cocoa, and then mix it all up. Now we can start adding our food coloring to help bring this blood to life.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Add in 4 or 5 teaspoons of red food coloring, and then slowly add in drops of blue food coloring until the blood is the color you want. Be sure not to overdo it with the blue food coloring because it's very powerful and it can make your blood look black if you go too far. To me, darker blood always looks more realistic, but it's possible to go a little bit too far with the blue food coloring. If you need to make the blood thicker, just add more corn syrup until it's the consistency that you like. Let's see how this blood looks on camera. Okay, now let's take a look at how to make the thick, coagulated blood, sometimes referred to as scab blood. In the special effects world, coagulated blood or scab blood is used to make that fresh cut look. It's really thick so it doesn't drip and run, and it stays in place. It can be used to create depth inside of a wound. Now, there are several different ways we can make scab blood, some of them containing dangerous substances. But for our safe at-home version, we will be using aloe vera gel as our base. We will also need red and blue food coloring, some stirring sticks, a mixing container, protective gloves, as the food coloring can stain your skin, an empty container, and a plastic baggie. To make the scab blood, simply add a few drops of red food coloring into your mixing container full of aloe vera. The amount of aloe vera just depends on how much blood you're wanting to make. After you get a nice red color, start to add drops of blue to darken the blood up a bit. You can use blue and green food coloring to get the blood a really dark color. Just play around with it until you get something you're happy with. I personally prefer my scab blood to be really dark. Now, scoop all of your coagulated blood into the plastic bag, squeeze it all down into one corner, cut off the tip of the bag's corner and use it to pour the blood into your empty container. Now you have it for later use. You can also use the plastic baggie method to apply the blood later for situations in where you need to be very delicate and precise. Now let's see how it looks on camera. Okay, last but not least, let's take a look at how to make that thin spraying type of blood for when we really want to make a mess on set. This recipe is really simple. Since we are trying to make blood that is easy to spray and splash all over the place, we just need to add color to water. That's right. Just add food coloring to your water until it's the color that you like, and it's ready to spray. Just remember that food coloring can stain clothing and skin. This will make the blood easy to work with if we're going to be pumping it through hoses and such for projectile blood. You may be able to get away with adding a little bit of corn syrup to this blood recipe for making it drip a little bit more realistically. But don't overdo it, as then you won't be able to spray it all over the place. How does it look on camera? And one final tip. If you want to add thick chunks to any of these blood recipes to give them that extra gross barfy look, just add onion flakes to them. This will give the blood the appearance of little fleshy bits for that extra gross out factor. And that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Question of the day. Have you ever used any of these fake blood recipes, or have you tried something different? If so, let us know in the comments below. If you would like to support the channel, please be sure to check out our online digital store for awesome filmmaking resources, including our new Horror Lutz Pack. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. This episode of the Piedmont Motion Picture Show has been brought to you by our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful Halloween season. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Bye-bye.